Okay, we're starting in the book, and I thought I'd give you put a lot of information down that you're gonna have to do. We have not done tables for sure for a long time in this way, as not since ratios and proportions. And so I want to make sure that I'm giving you a good start getting back to doing tables and graphs. Okay, so if you'll notice, when you get to it, when you get to 1.2 in the book, investigations, you're gonna see that they are giving you a problem. There are three students that are fundraising, and it's a walkathon. So they're the start for this is to figure out how long they're going to walk. And so Alana, the information they give you is Alana is going to she walks a meter per second. Gilberto walks 2 meters per second, and Leanne walks 2.5 meters per second. Now, so they ask you to make a table, and so you can see what those relationships look like. They are going, so you assume that they are going to go 1 or 2 or 2.5 meters per second as they go. They're going to keep that pace. They talk about making the table from the first 10. I'm going to insist that every table you make, you start with 0. Okay, so I'm looking at this table and I'm putting 0 and 0 and 0. Okay, because I know if I go 1 second, 1 meter per second, and I don't go any seconds, I'm not going to go any meters. And if I go 2 meters per second and before I've started to walk, I haven't gone anywhere. So all of those are zeros. I'm going to do the second one for 2 seconds, just so you can see what you'll be doing when you set it up. So if I'm going 1 meter per second, I'm going to be going 2 meters per second in 2 seconds. If I'm going 2 meters in 1 second, I'm going to be going 4 meters in 2 seconds. And if I go 2.5 meters in 1 second, I'm going to be going 5 meters in 2 seconds. So it's not that we haven't done this before, but it's been a while. So I wanted to make sure that I gave you a good start in getting through this first one. Okay, on the over here I have the graph. So in A, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a table. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to graph. You're going to use 3 different colors, one color for each student, walker. And I want you to think about this question when you're doing it. Why is one line steeper than the other? Okay, than the other. I want you to think about the steepness of the line and why that happens. They don't ask you that, but I want you to think about it. Okay, then in A, they also ask you to do write the equation. The equation for this is that the distance equals the rate times the time. Now, if I tell you I'm going 60 miles an hour in my car and I go an hour, you know I've gone 60 miles. If I go 2 hours, you know I've gone 120 miles, because you're going to multiply that rate, which is 60 miles an hour, times the time I'm going. And that is the distance formula. And actually, it's a very well-known, I mean, people will talk about the distance formula. I call it the dirt formula because it's D equals RT. But so you're going to be using those variables. So Ilana's going to be D equals something times T. That's going to be her equation. Gilberto's going to be D equals something times T, right? And they have different rates because they're going a different amount of meters per second. Okay, so this is all review. This is definitely review from ratio and proportions, writing proportional unit rate equations. And we're going to talk more about again, review linear and proportional. What's the difference? But this is a review and let's remember. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. Basically, you're going to revisit how to do a table, how to do a graph, and how to write an equation, so we can build on it in this context, which is going to be more algebraic than ratio and proportional. Okay, so we're going to be taking it in a little bit different direction. Right at the bottom here, I have a table, and I just wanted to make sure that we remember that if the relationship between two variables is linear, that as the x, or in this case, the t, goes up by 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, okay? The other side has to go up by the same amount. In this case, it's 4, 4, 4, and 4. Okay, so in the quiz on this, for this section, you're going to have to decide what if the table that I have in the quiz, if it is a linear relationship. I'm also going to ask you what the rate of increase is. Okay, so I want to make sure we understand what that is. It's rate of increase, okay? And the rate of increase in this table is 4. That is the rate of increase. Because as x goes up by 1, y goes up by 4, okay? Or as the time increases by 1, the distance increases by 4. So that is the rate of increase. Okay, we're gonna go further. We're gonna start doing some new terms, and this is gonna get a lot more layered. But I wanted to make sure that we were successful in this first section. Okay, let's get started. Good job.